Good evening. It's my delight to have been invited by the Grossman family to speak tonight, and I thank them. I've been taught that there are angels sent by God who walk among us. And if you've never encountered someone by the name of Patti Grossman, then you've missed a phenomenal opportunity to meet a true angel. Patti was a whirlwind of kinetic energy. She was always moving, talking, cooking, helping, working, traveling, and especially mothering. Her lengthy conversations might have left you exhausted, but you always came away learning something new, like antiques, flower arrangements, yellow diamonds, who knew they existed, pearls, tanglewood, wood, and where to find the best parking spaces. And everybody loved Patti. And everyone thought they were Patti's best friend because she made you feel that way. Who else would you call if you needed a doctor's appointment right away? A recipe for that night's dinner? An explanation of a piece of art, a committee volunteer, a trip companion, a poet, a party planner, and most importantly, a friend with a listening ear. She always came through for you, and she had the ability to keep her friends for years, just as Susie Tobin, Patti's friend from grammar school. Yes, you were lucky to be counted as one of Patti's best friends. Patti worked on countless committees, both Jewish and non-sectarian. She was more than just interested in their purpose. Rather, she was drawn to their cause as if it was a magnet. And she made a significant difference whenever she accepted a seat at a board table. Just to name a few: Sisterhood, Temple Beth Shalom, Garden Club, Jewish Community Center, ADL, WRJ, in each and every school her 4 children attended. Patti and Louis always gave to countless good charities, angels doing their work. But tonight is the night to celebrate Mayim Hayim. Patti was invited to meet Anita Diamond, who is going to talk about an impossible dream to build a non-denominational mikvah and to start the necessary funding. I think there were about 80 women that night, and 80% of them had never even heard of the word mikvah. And while Patti came as a favor to me, but let's face it, she really came to meet Anita. I watched her sit down across from me, looking like a deer caught in a car's headlight, and all of a sudden the light went on and I knew she got it. It was another magnet and she went towards it. Patti helped build Mayim Hayim. From talking about it to anyone who would listen to her, to helping out on so many events, to joining the fundraising committee, to sitting on the board, and finally to becoming the treasurer of Mayim Hayim, and always with a heart full of love and in a whirlwind filled with energy that made Patti, well, Patti. Patti made a difference at Mayim Hayim. It was important to her. She deserves this honor. And I know right now she's smiling. Patti had a special way to end each of her conversations. It went like this. And by the way, it wasn't just for me, but all her best friends. She would say, "Bye, baby doll. Love you, miss you." And I would say the same right back to her. And so, my angel, thanks for listening tonight, baby doll. Patti, I love you and miss you so much. To continue Patti's story, I'm happy to introduce Holly Grossman, Patti's first daughter-in-law. Patti, Holly.
Okay. All right, let me just take a breath. That was really beautiful, Judy. Okay. I got this. I am Holly Grossman, daughter-in-law to Patti and Louis Grossman, and wife to their eldest and best-looking son, Joel Grossman. Patti and Louis were my biggest advocates and cheerleaders throughout my conversion process. They held my hand, they asked me meaningful questions, and they helped me explore the community. They always made me feel welcomed, appreciated, and eventually loved. Patti led me to the waters of Mayim Hayim as part of my conversion process, and I'll forever cherish my memory from that time. The day of my mikveh was incredibly spiritual and emotional, filled with tears of joy and a sense of complete surrender for what was to come. It was a great honor and privilege to be able to speak about it at the fundraiser at 2012 and illuminate just one way how Mayim Hayim touched the Grossmans' lives. It was especially wonderful to support a cause that was so near and dear to Patti and Louis's hearts and philanthropic interests. Much has changed since then. For us, the biggest adjustment came last January 2020 when ovarian cancer took Patti's life. Whew, okay. The crushing reality of what life would be like without her took hold for all of us. With that still weighing heavy on many of our hearts, we live with an abundance of appreciation that tonight we dedicate that very room where I had my conversion ceremony, the place of welcome and joy, the Beit room, to Patti. On behalf of our entire family, we see this as a great honor and a tribute to our beloved Patti, Mom, Mimi, and mother-in-law. We know she's beaming with pride and gratitude as well. While she was with us, Patti fully supported the mission of Mayim Hayim to make mikveh accessible and meaningful for the full diversity of our people, to reclaim one of Judaism's most ancient rituals for contemporary spiritual use, to make the mikveh a sacred space that is open to all Jews and those who are becoming Jews. Patti knew how transformative this intentional, personal, spiritual experience was for so many people. So there she was, waving the flag for Mayim Hayim, singing its praises, and working countless hours to support the mission and the staff who were doing the same. Patti participated in crafting the first strategic plan, helping Mayim Hayim launch the Rising Tide Open Waters Mikveh Network with 30 member communities and in 6 countries around the world, as Shauna had mentioned. As others have mentioned, there is potential for healing that lies within the mikveh experience. Mikveh goers have used these sacred living waters to wash away trauma for years. There's a real release and a renewal of the soul. How magnificent to be able to turn towards your inner knowing, to move out of a place of sadness, torture, anger, frustration, and all the ailments that we carry, and come out on the other side cleansed of those emotions, ready to start anew in a more empowered, self-aware, and divine state. Imagine how many would benefit from Mayim Hayim, especially after a year of collective and individual trauma. Imagine the full impact of healing and connection that would come from Mayim Hayim once they can fully roll out this vision to make mikveh accessible all over the world. We know this was Patti's vision. If Patti were here today, she would say it is our duty to make sure that you and your children and all the rest of the Jewish community around the country and around the world can experience Mayim Hayim, no matter where they live. She resonated with the impact this had on her family, and she wanted the same access for every Jew on earth. She knew, and we all know, this dream is possible with the support of this community. Often, on the other side of trauma is joy. The connection to one another through this ritual is a source of tremendous joy. Patti herself was a source of joy and hope, dreaming about the lengths Mayim Hayim could reach. Her joy and hope brought us all light. And in her memory, the money raised tonight will replace the windows of the Beit Din and Education Center to let in more light and make the space more beautiful and colorful and full of joy, just like our Patti. To those of you who already made contributions to come to this event tonight, thank you. And in Patti's words, I'm asking now if you can dig deeper. Dedicating this room to her is a tremendous honor, but I also know Patti always wanted something that was greater than herself, something that would make a massive impact for those who are most in need. I know this dream of expansion and accessibility would fulfill her wildest hopes for Mayim Haim. Tonight, we're raising crucial funds to support Mayim Haim in honor of Jonathan and Shanna and in loving memory of Patti. You've given generously already, and I hope you'll join me in making an additional donation to support the work you've learned about tonight, to make possible more stories of healing and celebration like the ones you've heard tonight, and to help us restore Mayim Haim's first floor windows so that the Patti Grossman Beit Din room can bring in as much light as Patti brought into this world. We're putting a link in the chat now. Can you see it? You can click on it right now and make your gift directly using that link. Or you can send a pledge to events@mayimhaim.org. That's events@mayimhaim.org. Let's do this tonight for Patti. In her honor, may her memory be for a blessing.